Recreational drones carrying small cameras are grabbing the world's attention. They can go inside a fireworks show or give you a bird's eye view of almost anything, even the inside of our studio. Consumer drones are now a $450 million industry. Sales are up 45% in the past year, but their future is uncertain. The FAA counts at least 25 close calls a month between drones and airplanes, so the agency may crack down on where, how, and when drones can fly. Chris Allen is co-founder and CEO of 3D Robotics, one of America's first drone manufacturers, and we're pleased to have him here. Welcome.
Thank you.
So why did you go from being an editor and a journalist and a man who wrote books to an entrepreneur who's trying to get ahead on one of the fastest growing new technology discoveries?
A case of parenting gone horribly wrong. I've got 5 kids. I'm always trying to get them interested in science and technology. I thought robots, that would be cool. The kids are like, we got this Lego Mindstorms robotics kit, built it. The kids are like, you've got to be kidding. We've seen Transformers. Where are the lasers?
Dad. This is a transforming business.
Well, they said we want cooler robots, and so I thought, well, maybe if robots could fly, and we went down the rabbit hole, and it turns out robots can fly. It turns out it was just the right time, 2007. When smartphone guts, the chips inside smartphones could make robots fly. Started a community. The community spun off a company. Here I am.
Gosh. So what's the best use of drones in your opinion, Chris?
Right now it's all about putting GoPro cameras in the air. So this is the golden age of personal videography. The quality of cameras in our iPhones and our GoPros are extraordinary. So YouTube created a marketplace for great videos of your life. We now have the tools, the cameras and software to take great videos. And the only thing we're missing is the last tool that Steven Spielberg has, which is the boom or the crane, the perspective. Take it above eye level. And that's what drones offer.
Well, help me, because I'm a little scared. Because I'm thinking, I'm a little scared. S-K-U-R-R-R-E-D. The FAA has been complaining about drones getting too close to planes. What do you say to people like me? There are a lot of us that are concerned about the hazard of this.
Yeah, so anybody who's flying above 400 feet is in violation of the law, whether they know it or not.
Yeah.
So these things are, yes, they can fly farther than you can see. But you shouldn't. There is an FAA regulation about that. You can fly below 400 feet, and that's fine. Then manned aircraft are above 1,000 feet, so there's supposed to be that buffer.
Well, how high can that drone go?
Well, so technically it could fly to thousands of feet, but we stop it. So that's what we as an industry have the requirement.
What do you mean by we stop it?
Yeah. Our software.
There's a governor built in.
It's called a geofence, and our software limits how high you can go and limits how far you can go. And we have an obligation as an industry to sort of basically use the intelligence to help people fly more safely.
Are there privacy issues here? Because this can go where you can't go with your naked eye.
Yeah, so any new technology introduces privacy. Camera phones, Facebook, traffic cameras. If someone's flying over your backyard, they're violating the law on safety grounds. You're not allowed to fly over urban areas. So now whether they know it or
in the country though.
This is FAA rules. FAA rules say you can't fly beyond visual line of sight. You can't fly over built-up areas.
But people violate the rules.
They violate them all the time.
Yeah.
But the point is we already have rules in place. They're just not they're not well understood, and they're not being well enforced. And I think we have an obligation as an industry to sort of say, hey, you're in a built-up space. You shouldn't be flying here.
Is it different than a bird hitting the plane?
Oh, if it were to hit a plane? So this one's probably the size of a large bird, but they're going to get smaller. At a certain point, they're about the size of your hand. They're made out of foam, and they're much lighter than a bird. And so at that point, they really can't do that much damage.
So what are the possibilities here for drones? Where are they going to go that we can't imagine?
So think of this. Right now, it's entertainment. Right now, it's just GoPros in the air, telling your own life story with cinematic perspective. Going forward, it's big data. This is crop mapping. It's going to be industrial, engineering, construction sites. This is, we have Google Street View. This is Sky View. We're digitizing the world from a new perspective. We've had cars and we've had satellites, but nothing in between. The sky is empty between. We got the ground fully congested. We've got the satellites expensive, not available to all, and then we have the open air, which has only been available to pilots, to people who are trained in expensive regulatory procedures. What drones, which are flying robots, do is they give regular people access to the skies anywhere, anytime.
The cost range is what to what?
Under $500 to $5,000.
Can you see a time in which we will be able to
get on a drone and fly somewhere, a kind of plane?
Well, that is called a plane. I mean,
That's a kind of plane.
When you fly,
something that's very small, though much smaller, and go much shorter distances.
Well, today all jetliners have autopilots, and when you fly from from New York to San Francisco, it's a drone for almost all the flight, takeoff, landing, the whole flight's all on autopilot. Now we have pilots there just in case. And the question is, how confident do we have to get in the autopilots so we can go from two human pilots, to 1 to 0?
Charlie did that 60 Minutes piece with the Amazon. Did you see that piece?
I did.
Okay. So you were watching. So do you see that happening? Do you see that becoming...
For deliveries?
Yeah, for deliveries, yeah.
Well, we do work with Amazon on this. I think that Amazon's vision of warehouse to home is a sort of a distant vision, but there's a lot of interesting steps between. There's warehouse to warehouse, like the old pneumatic tubes, right? Then there's warehouse to maybe a drop-off zone. So if you live in an apartment building, imagine there was a kind of an Amazon box at the roof of the apartment building. We all had codes to the box, and it would go warehouse to the drop-off location. A little hatch would open, package would go in. It would send you a text message saying your package is waiting, and you'd get it. What's nice about that is that this is a known path. It's a cleared area. There's no people around on the roof. It's got fenced off or whatever. So it's an appropriate location for a drone.
Really okay, your 5 kids range in age from what to what? Do they think you're cool again?
6 to 17, no.
Well, we think you're cool.
We think you're very cool, yes.
Chris Anderson, thank you so much. Really
we said you're cool on CBS This Morning.